obviously, because that's what we just said. Right, so I like to start my gigs by posing a question to you, just kind of suss out who you are. So, have you ever wanted to paint your face like a tiger, and go into Boots, and go up to the cosmetics counter, and go up to the girl that's wearing slightly too much fake tan, and just say, what are you supposed to be? Oh, attractive. It's not very good. The really weird thing about fake tan is it's like an entirely British phenomenon, because other countries can't do it. Like Spain, you couldn't really, there's no need to do it in Spain. In China, you wouldn't really get away with it because it'd be mass hysteria, because everyone would think the terracotta warriors had come to life. I saw something. I was in a shop today, I was in Waterstones, and I saw something. You know Dan Brown, who wrote the Da Vinci Code? Right, he's got a new book out. And if you pre-order his book, you get another book. And on the front of that book, it says, Dan Brown! In massive letters. And then it says the title of the book. If you look a bit closer, above and below, Dan Brown is, if you like, Dan Brown! Then you'll love this. How stupid do you have to be to buy a book by someone else thinking it's Dan Brown? You look at it and go, Dan Brown, I'll have that. And then use it to beat the last 2 brain cells out of your head. But then obviously, how bad must that author feel that he's written a book, gone to the publishers, and they've put Dan Brown's name in bigger lettering than his. So, do you like my book? Yeah, I thought it was quite good. It's quite like Dan Brown, isn't it? Yeah? So you're going to publish it? Yeah, we are. We might put Dan Brown's name on it. Why? We just thought that if people thought the book was by Dan Brown, they might enjoy it more. Is my name going to be on it at all? Yeah, just in small on the back. I might spell it Dan Brown. And the really stupid thing to me is that this book is obviously like a cheap imitation of a Dan Brown book. And I've read a Dan Brown book, and frankly it was disappointing. And if I wanted a cheap imitation of something disappointing, I would have sex with a blow-up doll. And then after I'd finish, I would flick water on his eyes to make it look like it was crying. I spent the entire evening apologising to it. I can't believe I've said my girlfriend's mum's here tonight. I can't believe. Don't worry, she's in safe hands. I'll tell you a bit about myself. My name's Laurie. I can't do Sudoku. Can never think up enough 9-letter words. And I'm from Eastbourne, which, if you don't know, is a small town on the seaside on the south coast of England. It's pretty boring. The problem with the seaside is you only get two kinds of photos. Sorry. One, of you smiling, holding an ice cream, and the other, of you staring at your empty hand as a seagull is framed for ice cream. Another problem with Eastbourne is that there are only two kinds. All the sentences for Eastbourne are formed in the same way. It starts off with a statement of hope and optimism, followed by a statement of crushing disappointment. For example, we have a beach. It's covered in pebbles. The town is surrounded by beautiful cliffs. They're a popular suicide spot. We get topless sunbathers, but they're old and fat. And often men. And I think that everyone's had that childhood experience at Pebble Beach, haven't they? That disappointing experience. Because it's like one of those days, it used to be on a Saturday, you know, and then your parents round you up, give you a bucket and spade, sit you in the car, and you go, "Are we going to the beach?" And they go, "Yeah, we're going to the beach." And you have like a 40-minute drive, and you're all excited, and you get there, it's covered in pebbles. You just look at it and think, what can I do? And 2 hours later, you've got 4 piles of pebbles that are your failed attempts at sandcastles. Your dad's half buried, screaming in pain. And you're slowly realising that perhaps there was an irony in your parents giving you a bucket and spade when they know you're going to a pebble beach. Bastards. The other thing is that what else do you do on a pebble beach? You throw the pebbles into the sea. And I think the thing is that everyone is secretly thinking at that point, take them back. And don't give them back until they're sand, you motherfucker. Eastbourne's not particularly diverse either. We've got 2 kinds of people. We've got old people and we've got cats. And in between we've got seagulls. And the problem is, there's no real commonality between those 2 things. Those three things, sorry. Except for the fact that they're all white and they can't walk properly. Right, I eventually got out of Eastbourne and I went to university. I went to university in Exeter, which is not particularly ethnically diverse, so not too much of a leap of the imagination for me. Sorry, lack of spittle there. That's the problem. You go on stage and you get a lack of spittle. You find it difficult to talk sometimes. However, other times I get an excess amount of spittle and it ends up on someone's face. It's very embarrassing. Right, anyway, university with some mental people. I lived with someone in my first year that claimed they had a small red flower in the place of genitalia. It's poppycock, I say. The thing is, you realise your point of view changes at university. You realise that different things matter to you, like milk. Because at home, milk is always there. Like, seriously, it magically replenishes itself overnight. You come down in the morning, you can drink milk to your heart's content. But then you'll go to university, and it's not there. You'll come down in the morning, you'll think, I'm going to have some milk on my breakfast. You haven't got any milk. And the next time that happens, you realise you're not really you anymore. No, you're not you. You're a real Nazi. You'll come down in the morning, you'll look in your fridge, and you'll think, might have some breakfast. You haven't got any milk, so you look in someone else's part of the fridge. They have milk. You think they won't miss a little bit, they won't mind, so you take it. That's your Poland. The thing is, you'll move in with somebody, you'll always move in with somebody who suggests that maybe you should share milk. And you think, great, what a novel idea. Yippee, let's share milk! And then you realise that they drink milk. Pints of milk. Not pints of lager, pints of milk. The next time you look at them, you think, you're not the chum, you're not the buddy that I went clubbing with in the first week. No, you are the Jew in my milk Germany, and I want you out! I've been Laurie Blake, thank you very much.